Imagine this: a normal day, a simple photograph, but hidden within its frame, a prelude to tragedy. It's often in the mundane that the seeds of unforeseen events are sown. Each picture, a pause in time, seemingly innocuous, yet on the brink of unfolding stories that veer sharply from the ordinary to the horrific. We often overlook the shadows lurking in plain sight, captured forever in a snapshot. Today, we uncover the dark stories behind 3 such photographs. David Alexander Johnston stood with a smile, camera capturing his last moments before Mount St. Helens erupted. In the spring of 1980, David, a dedicated volcanologist, was stationed at an observation post just 5 miles from the volcano. His role was crucial, monitoring the volcanic activity that had been stirring Mount St. Helens for months. David's commitment to his work was unparalleled. Day and night, he analyzed seismographic data, gas emissions, and ground deformations, aware that the mountain could awaken at any moment. His colleagues recall his unwavering dedication, often saying he felt a responsibility not just to science, but to the communities that lay in the potential path of destruction. As the volcano's behavior intensified, the risk to David's safety grew. Despite this, he chose to stay, his resolve strengthened by the need for accurate, real-time observations. This decision exemplified his character, a man who placed the safety of others above his own. On the morning of May 18, 1980, the situation escalated rapidly. The north face of Mount St. Helens began to bulge ominously, a sign that a catastrophic event was imminent. It was during these critical hours that his assistant captured the last photograph of David. In it, he wore a light-hearted smile, perhaps an attempt to ease the tension or a moment of quiet reflection on the beauty of nature, even in its most menacing form. This photograph, showing David with Mount St. Helens in the background, has since become iconic. Not just a testament to his bravery, but also a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made by those who pursue science to protect us. His smile, seemingly serene against the backdrop of a looming disaster, underscores the profound unpredictability of natural forces. David's smile, frozen in time, a stark reminder of nature's unpredictable power. Anne Faber, her joyous bike ride captured in a photograph, unaware of the horror that awaited. In the serene landscape of the Netherlands, Anne Faber was a familiar sight, pedaling along the winding paths, her enthusiasm for cycling as clear as the skies above. On this fateful day, however, the skies were anything but clear. Dark clouds loomed ominously, a prelude to the storm that would soon envelop not just the sky, but her life. Anne had always found solace on her bike, the rhythmic spinning of the wheels a meditative escape from the mundane. She embarked on her journey that day, undeterred by the brewing storm. Her route was one she had taken many times before, each pedal stroke taking her further into the comforting embrace of nature. But as the rain began to fall, the day took a sinister turn. It was during this tempestuous ride that Anne crossed paths with a man whose past was as dark as the storm clouds above. This man, a convicted felon with a history marred by violence, was the last person Anne expected to encounter on her peaceful ride. The interaction was brief, fatal, and shrouded in the chaos of the storm. The photograph taken on that day, now haunting in its normalcy, shows Anne, drenched, yet riding with characteristic determination. The image captures a moment of pure innocence, starkly contrasting with the malevolence that awaited her. It's a chilling reminder of how ordinary moments can suddenly spiral into unimaginable tragedy. Anne's story is a harrowing echo of vulnerability, of how a routine activity under safe skies can turn perilous when the clouds gather. Her passion for cycling, which once brought her immense joy, on that day led her into a nightmare. In Anne's last photo, the rain was not the only storm she would face that day. Jolie Collins's hiking photo, a serene setting, masking the imminent danger lurking on the trail. Jolie Collins, a young woman with a vibrant spirit and a newfound love for the outdoors, had recently emerged from the shadows of a toxic relationship. Seeking solace and a fresh start, she turned to nature's embrace, finding peace in the rustling leaves and the crisp mountain air. Her favorite escape became the winding trails of the local mountain range, a place where she felt free from the world's chaos. But on what began as a sunny morning, Jolie decided to embark on a hike that promised panoramic views and a full day of tranquility. She snapped photos along the way, capturing the sun filtering through the trees and the gentle paths lined with wildflowers. One such photo, taken at a particularly scenic overlook, showed Jolie smiling, her face alight with the joy of her freedom. This image, filled with warmth and life, depicted a scene of idyllic beauty. However, unknown to Jolie, her past was not ready to let her go. Her ex-boyfriend, Lauren Bunner, had not moved on. Driven by a blend of obsession and resentment, Lauren followed her onto the trail that day. The serene setting of the photo belied the danger that was silently approaching. As Jolie reached a secluded part of the trail, the unthinkable occurred. The confrontation was swift and brutal, a stark contrast to the peaceful backdrop of their earlier relationship and the calm of the surrounding nature. Lauren's actions that day marked a tragic end to what began as a peaceful retreat into nature, turning it into a scene of horror. The authorities later found Jolie's camera among her belongings, with the last few photos serving as silent witnesses to her final moments of joy and freedom. This tranquil trail snapshot, tragically, was one of Jolie's last moments of peace. 3 photos, 3 smiles, 3 unsuspecting moments shrouded in darkness. In the stories of David, Anne, and Jolie, each began their day as any other, wrapped in the comfort of routine and the ordinary. Yet underlying these mundane moments were threads of imminent peril, invisible to the naked eye yet devastatingly present. These stories unravel the stark truth about life's unpredictability and the thin veil that often separates the mundane from the catastrophic. David Alexander Johnston stood with a smile against the verdant backdrop of Mount St. Helens, a smile of dedication and passion for his work. Little did he know, this smile would be his last, captured just moments before the volcano erupted, claiming his life and altering the landscape forever. His photograph is not just an image, it is a testament to the courage and the unforeseeable risks that come with following one's calling. Turning the page to Anne Faber, her last photograph shows her on a bike, under a gray, rain-soaked sky. She was merely enjoying a simple pleasure, a ride through the rain, unaware of the horror that awaited her. Her image freezes a moment of innocence before it was shattered by a brutal act of violence, reminding us of how quickly a serene scene can turn sinister. And then there's Jolie Collins, whose photograph captures a serene hike, a moment of reconnecting with nature, perhaps a symbol of her attempt to reclaim her life after a toxic relationship. However, the same trails meant for healing were overshadowed by a lurking past that caught up with her, transforming a path of solace into a scene of tragedy. These stories, connected by a singular, chilling thread, reveal the fragile boundary between everyday security and unforeseen danger. They remind us that behind every ordinary moment, the potential for darkness exists, often hidden in plain sight until the moment it descends. These photographs serve as poignant reminders of life's fragility and the shadows that can fall unexpectedly. Today, we delved into shadows hidden behind ordinary moments, captured forever in photographs. Each snapshot, seemingly mundane, held the prelude to a chilling reality. David Alexander Johnston's last smile, Anne Faber's rainy bike ride, and Jolie Collins's fateful hike are stark reminders of how swiftly life can change. These stories, bound by the common thread of unforeseen danger, underscore the unpredictable nature of our existence. Reflecting on these tales, it's clear that ordinary doesn't always mean safe. The photographs of David, Anne, and Jolie captured moments of normalcy right before disaster struck, serving as poignant reminders of life's fragile balance. This exploration invites us to look beyond the surface and consider the deeper stories that might be lurking behind every seemingly innocuous moment. Thank you for joining us on Crime Stories Now. Remember, behind every ordinary moment, there might be a story waiting to be told. Stay curious and stay safe. And